What is up, my dudes? So, probably like a month ago, I posted a poll on my stories asking, oh god, I'm out of breath, sorry. Asking if I should do a barbering favorites of 2021 video. And I think I had 2 people say yes, so here we are. Also, this is my Boonie boy. He will probably be hanging out with me this whole time because he's a needy little man. And if you're curious why he has a belt, it's because he's so tiny that he gets stepped on all the time. So if he has a bell on, we can hear him and avoid any puppy paw casualties. So yeah. The reason it took me so long to start filming this, because like I said, I posted that poll like a month ago, probably like a month and a half ago. And it's because I was waiting for something to come in the mail. And I know this is supposed to be like a favorites of 2021, but I have a feeling this is going to change my life. So I got one of these things. And if you're not a barber, and maybe if you are a barber, you have no idea what the hell this is. But this is a backpack specifically made to hold all of your barbering equipment. And if you are a barber or a hairstylist or whatever, you know, people ask you to go do their hair at their house all the time. And I would say 90% of the other people that I work with in this industry hate taking their stuff home because it's such a pain and you always end up forgetting something at home and it's just like super stressful. So I think this will make things a lot easier. I don't usually do house calls. Sorry, my cat is rubbing up against this tripod. Hold on. So, like I was saying, I don't do house calls often, but sometimes you just have to. Like, especially during the pandemic, I have a lot of clients who, well, not a lot, but I have a few clients who don't feel super comfortable being out in public. And so it's just easier for me and for them to go to their house and do their hair, which is totally fine. Mostly just family members though. So if you're already a client of mine and you're watching this, chances are I probably won't do a house call for you, but on a rare occasion, it happens. So I have a feeling this will make things easier for me, this backpack, so I don't end up forgetting stuff at home. So next on the list, I figure we just start with the basics and then go forward from there. So next on the list is clippers. My favorite pair of clippers in the entire world. Mind you, I have been doing hair for about 6 years now, and I have tried probably like 6 or 7 different clippers. And my favorite, I've repurchased this twice now, is the Andis Masters cordless. These are incredible. Honestly amazing. Mine has a little hair sticking out of it. That's lovely. Any cordless clipper I think is going to be the best, personally, in my opinion. They just make life a lot easier without having a cord in the way, especially if you're doing a lot of clipper cuts and clipper work. It's just kind of a pain to have a cord and like constantly moving it over your client and all of that. So I really like these. They're not super heavy in the hand. They have a really sleek look. They have notches on the side so that you know kind of where you're at in between. Battery life lasts a really long time. You can get really nice and detailed with it. It almost has like a T-edger shape here, so you can get in there with those corners, and I absolutely love that. The other reason I really like these is because they come with magnetic guards. These are the ones that I have. They're the double magnetized ones. These are incredible. I believe they have a 0.5, a 0, or a 0, a 0.5, a 1, a 1.5, all the way up to an 8. So they have literally every single guard that you could ever need. And the magnet on these is really, really strong. So I have never once had one of these come off while I've been doing anyone's hair. I don't think I've ever had like the regular clip-on ones come off before, but I know people that have, and these seem to me a lot sturdier than just like the regular clip-ons would be. So these are fantastic. They're super easy, especially if you're like in the middle of a haircut, super easy just to throw them on. You don't even really have to work that hard for it, which is great. We love saving time. Okay, and then next up, see, I told you they don't come off. I can't get it off. Next up is trimmers. All right, so my favorite trimmers of literally all time are the Babless Gold FX trimmer. These have a T-edger, as you can see, and it's pretty wide as well, which is nice, so you can get around the ear super easy. I know that they make blades that you can put on these that are already zero gapped, and putting these blades on is so easy. You don't have to worry about like getting it too close or like overlapping the blades when you put them on, so you don't really have to worry about cutting clients like ever. These are fantastic, and they're not that expensive to replace either. The blade, the trimmers themselves are a little bit pricier, but I feel like you get what you pay for. And this is my second pair that I've got in the last like 4 years, and the only reason that I had to get a new pair is because I dropped my last ones, and I dropped them hard on tile floor and they broke, which happens, you know, it's kind of how life goes sometimes. But it happened in the perfect time because I got to get these special edition ones, and you cannot tell me that these aren't the dopest things that you've ever seen. So these are my favorite trimmers. Next up, this one is kind of, you know, personal preference. I use a double swivel shear, and I think if you are just starting out, honestly, the sooner you get a double swivel, the better, because you're gonna get way more comfortable with it, and it saves your wrists, which if you're planning on doing hair for a long time, you need to be aware that your hands and your wrists and your body are the thing that allow you to do your job. So if you don't take care of them, you're not going to be able to do it for a long time. So double swivels are great because, again, the thumb swivels. If you're a barber, you know this. If you're not, fun fact. So if you're cutting the top of someone's hair, you can do this and cut it like this, and you notice my wrist is in a straight line, rather than having your wrist like this with like a stationary shear. So that's really nice. It's also super easy for point cutting. You can do it this way, wrist is straight. You can do it this way. Not the best because your wrist is still turned, but this is great. Love that. These ones are Hanzo. All of the shears that I use are Hanzo, and I have never had a bad experience with them personally. I know it's controversial. I know some people absolutely despise the brand. They are expensive, but again, I think you get what you pay for. I have had these since 2018, and there's absolutely zero rusting. I know that some people say that their Hanzo's rusted after like a year. That has never happened to me. All of mine are great. I actually just had a pair shipped off to get sharpened, and the fun thing about Hanzo's is they laser sharpen. They don't grind the blade, so you'll, you know, be able to use these shears for hopefully the entire time that you are in this career. So these are really cool. They fit in my hands really well. A lot of their shears are specifically designed to be ergonomic, so huge fan of these. Next up is a straight razor. Now I know not everybody that does hair uses a straight razor. I didn't for the first three years of my career. And I've now tried 3 different styles of straight razor, and this has been my favorite. I don't remember the brand, but I know that they sell them on Iconic Barber Supply, which, by the way, if you're having a hard time finding barbering tools and products at like your regular beauty supply, like Salon Centric, Cosmoprof, Salon Services, go online and order from Iconic Barber Supply because they have literally everything. Like, I get all of my trimmer blades, all of my razors, all of my tools I can get on there, all of my clipper guards, literally everything that you need, you can get on there. So this one, I'm gonna get up close so I can show you. But this one opens obviously like a normal straight razor. But the thing that I like about this is this little thing right here will tighten. So you flip this open like this. You plop your blade in there. It's magnetized, so your blade is gonna stay stable. You close it, and then you pull this tight. And this thing is not opening, it's not going anywhere. So it gives a really secure tightness. It makes your blade really secure, okay? So I really like that. It's comfortable in the hand. It is weighted, so it feels like as you're shaving, you have like a good weight. So you can actually get a super close shave and a really steady hand. So this is the one that I have, and I really like it. Again, a little bit on the pricier side. You can definitely go onto like Amazon and get a way cheaper one that will get you through, and you'll be able to do what you need to do with it. But this is my baby. I love this so much. Okay, now I think that covers all of like the essentials. Like, that's like the starter kit for any barber, right? Now we're gonna move on to like the little tools that I use and the things that I find really helpful. Number one would probably be a fade brush. And I know that sounds weird, but if you don't use one of these when you're fading, I don't know how you fade. It would be so confusing to me. And if you don't, hey, that's fine. If you get a nice blurry fade without using a fade brush, good on you. But I use this with almost every single haircut that I do because it gets that hair, that excess hair off the scalp, so you can really see what you're doing. You can see where your lines are, you can see where you're blending, and I love these. This one I did get off Iconic Barber Supply, but you can get these off Amazon for super cheap. I know things are different in different states, but in Utah, anything that has bristles has to be sanitizable. So these are synthetic bristles, which makes it super easy to sanitize. Super comfortable in the hand, and I have small hands, so this is super comfortable for me to use. So that is that. Next up would be on the topic of having small hands. And if you have ever worked with me, you know this about me, but I will only use one size of comb, and that is the 400 size comb. So these are the Cleopatra combs, and you can see right there, it says 400. These are thinner. All of my combs are 7-inch combs, which most combs are, which is nice when your client's like, hey, I want an inch off. You can double check and show them how much an inch is, right? Because some people don't know, just saying. So I really, really like this one because it's a little bit thinner. So as I'm cutting, I can just throw it in my hand and it fits in my hand while I'm still doing everything else, and I'm not worried about dropping it. And another thing, if you've ever worked with me, you know that I drop things constantly. D, if you're watching this video, don't say anything about it, okay? I don't know, I'm just a klutz. That's just how my life is. So I have a lot of combs, and I go through a lot of combs because I drop a lot of combs. But these ones are my favorite ones. I like these ones because they're colored, but you can get these in black if you prefer that. And next up would be these things. These are little Velcro strips. So say your client wants a hard part, throw these in their hair, keeps all the loose hairs out of the way. These are really awesome. Tons of different brands have these. Next up would be clips. And I know you think barbering, when would you ever really use clips? But they are essential, okay? So these are the two kinds that I use most frequently. These ones have a little rubber part right there, and that helps hold the hair really nicely without pulling the hair or creating any weird like kinks in the hair. So I really, really like these. These are from Framar. Not the cheapest clips that you can buy, but they work for me, you know, they last a really long time and I have no problems with them. It's a good company, so I have no problem supporting them. The other ones that I have is this one right here, and you can see it is a little bit more jagged, but this clip is a little bit stronger than this one. So this one I like to use for my clients that have shorter hair, because that rubber will really help keep things in place without pulling their hair super tight. And this one I use on my clients that have longer hair, because this will hold their hair really, really nice without that rubber pulling on their hair. So yeah, kind of a silly thing to be like particular about, but when you've been doing this for so long, you just don't have time to be annoyed at the tools that you're using. So yeah. Okay, so I think that's all of the tools. Actually, I lied. I totally forgot about this. This is the Babless Foil Shaver. The first 3 years of me doing hair, actually probably the first 4 years of me doing hair, I always use the wall ones, and they're great. They're affordable, they get the job done, they're easy to blend, they're good to learn with. These ones though, they get so close. They get so close to the scalp, and they're not, I would say they're not as easy to blend because they get so close, but it's just kind of like with any tool. If you get something new that you haven't used, it is kind of a learning curve. I love these now, and I don't think I would ever go back to the wall because I feel like they make my fades look so smooth, but yeah, super great. They also have one that has a single foil rather than a double foil. I have never used that one. I feel like this covers a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and in this industry, time is money, so I'm gonna get as much done as possible in a short amount of time, and I think that's great. So that's one of my faves. Okay, next up is a brush like this. What do they call these? I should know that. A neck brush, I think. I don't know, I just use them and I think they're great. Again, in Utah, bristles have to be synthetic so that you can sanitize them. This is really great for when you're done with a haircut, or if you're doing in between work and you need to get the hair off around the ears, off of the forehead. Nobody likes to be itchy. If you notice there is hair on your client's face or going down their neck, pause the haircut, get your blow dryer out, blow the hair off, and then use one of these, and your client will be way more comfortable and it'll make your work a lot cleaner. Okay, now that is officially all of the tools that I like to use. Next, I'm gonna go into products. Favorite products, favorite brand, first of all, is the Statement brand. If you haven't tried them out, I would definitely suggest to try them out. Again, product kind of comes down to personal preference, but I think these products smell really good. I support the creators of the brand because they're really cool people. And then I feel like my clients have always just had a really good experience using these products. I think the smell is what really gets people, because the matte paste smells like freaking coconut and it's fantastic. This is actually an empty one. Well, it's mostly empty. I love this stuff. And mind you, I bought this tub probably 6 months ago and used it almost every day, and I just ran out of it like a month ago. So this stuff will last you. It's really nice, and honestly, it's just worth it for the smell because it smells so good. It's like coconut, but it's also like really fresh smelling. Yeah, it's just really nice. And then the other favorite from that brand is their dry clay. You always have to have a good dry clay in your collection. You just do. Like, pretty much everyone nowadays wants a dry finish, heavy hold. Like, that's just kind of is what it is. So this is the one that I use. This one again is from Statement. It's a nice little product there. Again, I've had this one probably as long as I've had that other one, and it's lasted me even longer. So, super dope product. Sorry, Boone is messing with the camera. I gotta grab him real quick. Oh my goodness. All right, last but not least, actually this is probably my favorite product that I use, and I use it on everybody. Lots of different brands have products like this. I have two favorite. The Statement brand, Statement brand has one of these in their line, and then this is the other one that I really like. This is Powder Play from Sexy Hair. Schwarzkopf also has a really good one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's in a little red bottle. Oh, it's called Dust It. Also a super good one. But this is basically just a powder that you dust into the hair. sprinkle it, run your fingers through it. Gives a really good texture, natural matte, easy to run your fingers through, not super heavy, lightweight, all that good stuff. I use this kind of stuff in my own hair to give volume, but if you have a shorter hair client who wants that texturized like crop kind of look, you need this. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so that is everything. Those are all of my favorites. So yeah, to whoever watches this, you're the best. And if you have any more questions, please let me know. Oh, also, we are kind of looking to try out different lathers. The ones that we've been using, we've used a gel, we have a lotion, and those are all really great. But the lather that we were using was either discontinued or they changed the formula. It's just not a vibe. So if you have any suggestions for lathers that you really like, please let me know. Send those to me. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much. Bye, friends.